Hi everyone. So this 12-minute communications training mentor session is going to be a quick explanation of what process to follow when you have to do a tough talk, a difficult or crucial conversation. So why is being really good at communicating so important? Why does Warren Buffett say this? If you want to be worth 50% more than you are right now, hone your communication skills. In order to move into any leadership position, we have to be really good at influencing others to do good or great at their job. And that's done with masterful communication technique. And as a leader, you're going to have to do many tough talks. Avoiding them only makes things worse most often. Not doing them effectively has the same result. And it can make life very stressful as a leader if you can't navigate a tough conversation on the fly or even at all to that win-win outcome. Have you ever cringed and worried about having to do a difficult conversation? What words do I use? What if they react badly? What's the best time to do it? Is it even worth it to do it? And I say most often that it is. What would it be like for you if you knew exactly what to say when those situations arise? You had belief in yourself. Imagine having the confidence and ability to navigate those tough situations to the outcome that you want. Well, today I'm going to share 5 things that you need to do to get outcomes that you want in difficult conversations. First, I'll list them, then I'll go into a little bit of detail about each. Number 1, get self-aware. Know your human interaction process, your HIP. Plan your talk is number 2. Be prepared. Number 3, when you start your conversation, quickly share your experience. Then focus on seeking first to understand the other person. Know their human interaction process about the situation. Then look to get understood. And go next level in this number 3. Seek first to validate, then to be validated, not just to be understood. Number 4, look for common intentions. Focus on them and you'll find resolve, especially when both people have been validated and are both clear on intentions. Number 5 is follow up, check in the next day, do this process again. Okay, so now let's go through each one in a little bit of detail. Get self-aware. Know your HIP, your human interaction process, in response to the experience. And in case you haven't watched other videos and don't know the HIP, it happens for every individual whenever we interact with another person. We both go through this process multiple times in a conversation. It's automatic, just like breathing, and it's unique for each of us, just like DNA. It's a 5-step process that we all do all day long. First, we sense something. One of our 5 physical senses kicks in. Usually, we see and hear things when we're communicating, but any sense can trigger an interaction. Then 2, a feeling is triggered. Sometimes very subtle, but there's always a feeling. And then 3, and usually almost simultaneously with the emotion, a thought process is triggered. We're thinking about what we witnessed. And from there, we gain intention. We want something to happen, or we don't want something to happen, or both. And with that intention, we choose our action or reaction. So before engaging, get self-aware. What happened for you? What did you see or hear or taste or smell or physically feel? Maybe somebody touches you on the shoulder. That triggered the process. Get clear. How did it make you feel? What are your thoughts about it? What do you want? What don't you want? And finally, how are you going to choose to act or respond? So now we're clear on what's going on for us in this situation. Number 2 is to plan your talk, get prepared. Write all this down. Write your whole HIP process. What did you hear and see? How did it make you feel? What are your thoughts, perceptions? What do you want? What don't you want? Write it all down. And also write this down. Seek first to understand. You don't want to forget that focus. You want to quickly find out, once you start the conversation, what his or her HIP is. So you make a bullet list on this plan. Ask about each part when you're actually doing that tough talk. Write sense, feel, think, want, don't want in a bullet list. Take your plan with you to the conversation so you remember to get everything out, to ask everything. But before you go do the conversation, run it by a communications mentor. Somebody that you know that has a track record of navigating difficult conversations to win-win outcomes so both people feel resolved. Once you've talked to your mentor, go to that step 3. When you start the conversation, make sure your focus is seek first to understand. It's one of Stephen Covey's 7 habits of highly effective people. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. And then to start a conversation, just simply break the ice with something light and common. And once you've broken the ice, open the conversation by sharing the first 2 or 3 parts of your hip. What you saw and heard, how you felt or thought. You might want to share more, and I often do. You share what you want, what you don't want, but immediately move into seeking to understand mode once you've expressed the situation and your perceptions. Make sure you ask them and find out exactly what they saw and heard, how it made them feel, what thoughts it triggered in them, and what they want and don't want. It's simple. Ask about their hip. And remember this very important tip. Don't expect them to have the same reaction as you. They are a different person with a unique hip response. Whatever it is, it's real for them. Don't negate it. Don't minimalize it. Accept it as their reality and valid to them. This brings me to the next level of seeking first to understand. Why do we want to understand somebody? So the other person feels validated. Do you like to feel like your thoughts and emotions, whatever they are valid? Yes or yes, of course, we all do. So take the seek first to understand to that next level. Seek first to validate, then to be validated. And how do you do that? It's a very simple process. As you're asking about each part of their hip response, you validate each one. And here's how it might unfold. So you saw that. Okay. I wasn't looking that way. I didn't see that. But you did, so it's valid. I'm clear. Yes, yes. Or, oh, you heard that. Wow, that's not what I meant. But I get that's what you heard. Okay, that's valid. And so you felt A, B, C? Okay, I get that. I'm not going to take that away from you. It's not what I felt, but I accept your reaction for you. It's valid for you. Yes, yes. I'm clear. What were your thoughts about the situation? Oh, okay, that's valid. I get it. And what do you want? What don't you want? Oh, okay, I understand that. So you see, when we ask about their hip, we get 5 chances to validate them and actually get them saying yes as we clarify their hip in that effort to understand them. When we seek to understand, we get opportunity to validate and get the other person moving towards a positive frame of mind and heart. When we get them saying yes at least 4 or 5 times in agreement as we clarify, as we validate and get things right, they feel validated. And now we're ready to go to that next step. We're validated, both of us. Look for common intentions. In the full 5.5-hour Contact 2020 course, we share information on primary and secondary intentions so that people have more in-depth understanding of this common intention process. Anyway, focus on common intentions and you'll find resolve, especially when both people have been validated and both are clear on their wants and don't wants. I will say at work, it's quite easy to get to a common intention focus. Let me show you. We're both here because we want to work. We want a job so we can get paid, so we can eat and sleep with a roof over our head, right? Right? Yes, yes. There's a common intention. Now, we both want to keep our job. And in order to do that, we have to provide good service to our customers, right? Yes, right. Another common intention. And I want you to keep this in mind. At work, everybody has a customer. Sometimes the customer's an internal coworker that is relying on us. They're still a customer, right? And that customer needs to be satisfied. So we have to have a good relationship. So we both want to provide good service so the company stays in business and we keep our job. Yes, yes, more common intentions. Okay, so what happened yesterday hindered that good service process? How do you propose that we prevent it in the future? Here's what I propose. And remember, workplaces are kind of like dictatorships. In the end, what the boss says, we do. Hopefully we have a good boss who knows how to communicate really well and lead really well. Unfortunately, there's a lot of leaders out there that aren't so good at that. And if that's your situation, you'll have to lead tough talks yourself at times. So prepare yourself. Learn all the tips, tricks, and shortcuts. Okay, so the last thing, number 5, follow up. Check in the next day. Things often change when we go home and think about things or talk about things with our spouse. We had a sensitive conversation yesterday. How are you feeling about it after thinking about it today? Still the same? My thoughts haven't changed. Or, you know, after thinking about what we talked about last night, I think we could do one more thing or one less thing. What do you think? Following up is critical to relationship maintenance and building. Do it. Don't forget. Put it in your calendar if you have to. Make sure you do follow up after any important conversation. Okay, so this has been a real quick, short lesson on how to do a tough talk. There are many more things to consider. Word choice is key. In Contact 2020, you get a workbook listing all the 120 tools, tips, much more information on what words to use and what words not to use, how to do effective listening. We talk about timing too. There's a lot of detail. If you're already a good communicator, doing what we tell you to do in Contact 2020 will make you a great communicator. And as a FAM member, you get it for only $29.95. It's a very small price to pay for a huge investment in you. It's only a little over 5 hours of training. Hone your communication skills, as Warren Buffett says. You'll be worth twice as much as you are right now. And there's no risk. We offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, so if you're not happy with the program, ask for your money back. You can't go wrong. Click the link below, sign up for Contact 2020, and increase your worth right now. Be a great communicator. Thank you for watching. Go make it an awesome day. Bye for now. See you in the next one.